Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this broadcast of the NSSL, where Rannasha and I are casting a match between Markovian and Fububu. We're now going into game number 2. Fububu won the previous game with a very powerful mech push, and we're going to start the replay in 3, 2, 1, go to see if he does the same thing in this game. The map that Markovian has chosen is Metalopolis, one of the oldest maps in the map pool.
The oldest map in the map pool, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
Got taken out for a little while to remove close positions. It took them all of a ladder season to fix that, but afterwards it came back.
Yep, it does still have the gold mineral bases in the middle, but with the with the mule nerf that was done a while back, that's not as big of a problem as it used to be. Where Terrans got a really unfair advantage if they just flew over there and started mining with mules. That really boosted their income to such a degree that people were saying that it was imbalanced.
It gave some fun games though, where Terrans lifted up their main command center at the start of the game and immediately flew to the minerals. I think there was some game from Marine King against Hey Pro, and I think Boxer did it against Idra at some points. Just were quite hilarious games, but unfortunately that has been nerfed somewhat.
Yep. Yeah, I did have it happen to me quite recently on the latter ones, though. We saw Fububu move one of his SCVs to the edge of his base to see if Markovian was flying in with an Overlord, and indeed he is. So both players are now aware where the other player is. But
yeah,
nothing.
That's actually a nice trick. In this case, it wasn't really necessary because Markovian is really showing his Overlord. But the vision range of the Overlord is larger than the vision range of the command center. So if you're very attentive as a Zerg player, you can fly in your Overlord, and as soon as you see the command center, turn it around, and then you can spot the position of your enemy without him spotting you. So to counter that, Terrans and Protoss sometimes send the SCV to the edge of their base to intercept a possible Overlord flying over. So it's always nice to do on maps like this where you have close air positions. Of course, in this case, it wasn't really that relevant because Markovian flew his Overlord directly over the base.
Yeah, but you never know. Maybe he was planning on doing it, but when he saw the SCV, he said, "Well, I'm spotted now anyway. I'll just fly over the entire base." And it's just a little thing that you can do. It's true, and every edge helps, right?
He's also in a very good position with his Overlord right now because he can see exactly when gases are being taken.
Alright, he's flying in just a bit more to see how many SCVs are mining from the gas, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't think he could see the second gas from where he was hanging. So that means that by just flying in, he can exclude things like very fast Cloak Banshee and other weird tech rushes.
Yep, that's a very good point. But by seeing how many gases your opponent has, you can get a very good idea of what kind of tech route he's taking. So hiding the gas information is very important. And as you said, Markovian is very good and very diligent at finding out whether or not his opponent was going a heavy gas build. Alright. We see a factory coming down by Fububu, by the way, so he is spending some of his gas.
Yeah, and his minerals are running quite high, so he will probably expand right now.
Yep.
He put down the command center, then hesitated by moving his SV away, and then put it down again. It's not a typical reactor alien expansion that he's doing, because there's no reactor, for example. Also, that when you do that, you pull your SVs out of gas after you've constructed the factory and the reactor to get the extra minerals to get your command center up quicker. But he's doing a little bit of a variant of it, getting tech lab on the barracks rather quickly.
Yeah, I wonder what he wants to do with the tech lab. If he's gonna build a starport for it, or whether he's gonna upgrade his bio and not go for mech this game. Do you think that mech is as strong on this map as it was on the previous map?
Actually, it may even be stronger because you have very narrow lanes on this map, where the previous map is very open. And if you can constrict the movement of your opponent's forces, then especially siege tanks become very strong, but also Thors with their large range are much better than the short range roaches and the melee units that are Zerglings and Banelings. In general, the longer the range of your units, the more you're benefiting close quarters and narrow chokes.
Alright, that's a good point. But I think we're definitely going to see a bio build this game, because the factory from Fububu is just floating around building reactors for the barracks that he's making. He is not making too many barracks though, but I think he's looking to expand in the near future. just securing his expansion from these 2 barracks, and then probably going up to get more barracks, because he is researching Stim, and will most likely get other upgrades for his bio as well.
Yeah, I think he's going into a very bio-heavy style. He's making reactors with his factory and then flowing around. So maybe just not to use the factory at all, and just use it to make add-ons for other buildings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he now made a reactor for the starport that's coming up.
Yeah, and he's going to make another reactor. So he's not planning on making any factory units at the moment. Just using the factory to build a lot of add-ons. It's quite a nice trick.
All right. Yeah. Well, I think that Markovian by now knows that Fububu is not going tech heavy. He saw all the Marines and he saw the expansion already. The bunker coming up too. So we'll see if Markovian decides to go for a bust like he did last game, going for roaches and banelings, or that he maybe takes his own 3rd base.
I don't think he'll take his 3rd base just yet. He just dropped a macro hatchery, well, just a while ago already, in his main. So if he wanted to go for a 3rd base, he would have dropped it at the 3rd location, of course. He's tacked up to lair. He's only getting a 2nd gas just now. So I think he'll stay on 2 base for a while, get some extra tech.
Pit coming down. Yeah, so he's going infestors.
Infestor circling. I think will be this unit choice. He does have a roach warren, but that does not mix as nicely with these infestors. So they may have been just the roach warren may just have been for defense in case Hellions came out. I was wrong about the 3rd, by the way. It just got started.
Yep. Alright, so he's gonna power on 3 bases. He's still making... Well, he's not making many units at the moment. He's spreading his creep, though. He's making an evolution chamber and working on his upgrades. Now he's making 6 more drones, so he is powering drones, and probably looking to do a push once his pathogen glands are finished. Well, he hasn't started it for now. Now it starts. And he also finished the 2nd evolution chamber, so there's probably going to be more upgrades and a push. But now there's a push from Fububu coming.
Look at that drone production from Markovian.
Wow!
At this moment.
21
exactly
drones.
When the push is coming out, this is going to be quite dangerous.
Mm-hmm. If we look at the unit stat, we see that he only has 7 larvae available now, and there's quite a big push coming. Yeah. Yeah, he has no units now, not a single Zergling.
He has a single spine crawler that he just relocated to the side of his base, and that's it. I think Fububu was going around to the 3rd base, try to clear that out. It just completed, and it's going to be defenseless.
Yep, and Markovian is heavily supply blocked too, so there's no way he's going to be able to save his 3rd. He's going to have to retract all his drones, or retreat with his drones, and he is going to lose the 3rd hatchery.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, he retreated his drones quite rapidly and just decided to sack the 3rd hatchery, which is a good decision. Was no way he was going to hold that. He's getting more Zerglings now, but these Marines are hungry for blood. I'm not sure if he has enough Zerglings already, even with the 22 coming out, to hold this off. He needs to pull them back, wait for all the Zerglings to finish building, and then go in. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's going in with all of them.
Yeah, there's a drop on the backside though. He's dropping behind the mineral line on the natural, while the Zerglings are being distracted by the other group of Marines.
Oh, that's nice. And as the Zerglings go back, he is unloading on the other side where the drones are fleeing to. So all the drones are just going into the Marines. He should lift them up now, but no, he's actually going to get as many kills as he can before retreating.
Nice moves, and he's dropping again in the main, and he's taking down a queen on the low ground, and he's now preventing mining and sniping some drones, and retreating with his Marines. So this drop is definitely worth his while. But there's infestors out now, and they have fungal growth.
Go to snatch that medevac. No, actually, it may get away. Depends on if the queens can get it.
The drones get in the way.
It's not going to go down.
Oh, so close. But the other one might go down. No, it's also getting away.
No, it's not. It's not going to go down. That's very lucky for Fububu. It was a nice attack. I think he attacked the front of the natural, then dropped in the back, and attacked the front again, then moved his drop from the back to the main mineral line. So he was just bouncing back and forth, keeping the army of Markovian running from place to place while he was doing all the damage that he needed to do.
Yeah, and we now see Fububu securing his lead by taking the gold base and moving out with another big squad of Marines. I think this just might be the last push of the game. The supply lead is quite significant for Fububu as well.
Yeah, and more importantly, there's not a single fungal growth available for Markovian.
Yeah.
And against such a big group of Marines, you need something like that.
That's
Markovian mentioning something that the difference being quite big, probably he's indicating the StarCraft 2 skill level. I guess these players are not really from the same league as. Well, there was quite a big difference in in the gameplay from both players.
Yeah, well, Markovian did play some decent games. He was his decision making was not bad at all. But yeah, you see, it's the micro can make such a big difference, and well, just the clean execution of Fububu's build was too much for Markovian in this game. So it's he went down 2-0, but still the games were exciting to watch. I
Yeah,
like casting
especially.
them.
Definitely. Also, the multitasking with the dropping on different fronts, hopping in and out of the medevac to bounce the enemy army back and forth. That's always very nice to do. You can do so much damage without losing that many units, so that's great.
Really cool. We're gonna go on to cast some more games. For now, this is Rannasha and Frank signing out, and stay tuned for more games.